we're here at Malta for the AIBC Europe, and with me is Staffan Engström of Fieldstream.ai. Staffan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for inviting me.
Right, now before we go to Fieldstream.ai, I want to ask you, we're here in Malta and you've mentioned, because we've been talking, you've mentioned about moving here, establishing your company here. Tell us, the environment of the industry here, AI and startups. How is it here in Malta, and the support from basically the industry and maybe the government as well?
Yeah, no, thank you. Great question. So Malta was really early as a nation adopting an AI strategy, 2019, to be one of the leading AI nations in the world by 2030, right? So they had a very early program. So as of today, Malta has more AI startups per capita than the US. So there are currently like some 60 AI startups being established on the island, very much thanks to the government's foresight and the funding programs, so which we also have been utilized. But there's also a lot of money here, in investors, iGaming money. So we came here really to find good funding and to work with the iGaming community.
How long has Fieldstream.ai has been around?
So I began working with AI in 2016. First, it was a consulting company for a couple of years.
Okay.
Then I morphed into a product company and a platform 2021. Then we started to look for funding to build the platform.
2021, right? Now 3 years. How was it so far for you guys? What's the biggest challenge that you've faced?
I would say the last 3 years, Europe has seen like a recession. So to find funding the last 3 years has been challenging, even though obviously AI is probably the great exception. Funding and then marketing has also been cut down the last 3 years due to the recession. So like optimal bad timing, but yet, AI helped us. So it's gone well so far, but still funding has been the major issue.
All right, now Fieldstream.ai specializes in AI-driven solutions for marketing operations. So can you share more about the company's vision? You've mentioned, 3 years in the business, and how you see it transforming industries.
Yes. Marketing has very much been like still 50%, what it does, 50% you don't know, is actually true. We are trying to morph marketing into a financial measurement system. So the investments that you do can be like projected, it can be treated the same way from a fraud perspective, from a new client perspective as finance, where the regulations are much more strict and much more robust prediction systems. So we're trying to make marketing more like a financial investment.
Right, and you mentioned that 30% of the companies or the industry that you're servicing, it's iGaming. Tell us more, how can iGaming companies use AI?
I would say there are a couple of main areas. It's all about the money. On the one hand, player behavior, like how do you see who's going to be a VIP player? How do you look at their behavior, their tracks? How do you optimize your marketing spend? How do you detect fraud? How do you make the game more interesting, a more dynamic experience? So I think the whole variety of change, but from the very marketing focus to the gamer's own experience. I think those are the main areas.
Right, now for other industries, you have clients from other industries as well. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we work with automotive companies, we work with pharma companies, we work with finance companies. So we work with most verticals today. Everyone seems the same problem. They just are not very good at optimizing where to spend their marketing money.
Now I want to get your thoughts in, the region, Europe. How is Europe adapting AI technology?
Yeah, so Europe has taken a very protective stance of its population. The new AI law from European Union is very strict compared to the ones we see in Asia and America, which is a really good thing, obviously, because we want to protect the population. On the other hand, as an entrepreneur who wants to make a lot of tests and build fast, it is not optimal for us. So we really need to find a good balance between the two. And I think the Maltese government is also in that regard helping companies to collaborate around data to have a counterweight to the limitations. So they're also taking a really proactive stance in this matter.
Now for Fieldstream.ai, what's the biggest market for you at the moment?
So Currently, Europe is the biggest market for us, but we're breaking into the US now. So hopefully, within 6 months, that's where we'll see the most business. And then Asia is a bit of a dark horse. We have Asian clients, but primarily Europe, now US, and then we'll see what happens after that.
All right, now we're actually near 2025. So looking ahead, what do you think is the future of AI and adoption in Europe?
Well, it's going to go extremely fast. We're not going to talk about AI in 2 years. It's going to be completely integrated into any tech stack, right? So on a personal level, you have to adopt it to be competitive in the workplace. A lot of people will lose their jobs. That's a fact, and that's a scary part. And a lot of companies are going to, become much more focused on operational profits once they see the money they can save and how much more they can change in terms of revenue. So it's going very, very fast.
No, I said it's going to be my last question, but you've mentioned a lot of people will lose their jobs. So what can you tell them? How do you prepare for that? How can we address that potential problem?
You have to prepare yourself in terms of getting to use the tools yourself. You have to make yourself better at what you do. And it is, it's a complete, for the corporations, it's a gold mine. But once they will optimize their revenue and they will share, HR costs, they don't care about people in the end of the day. I mean, they need good staff, but everyone needs to adopt. So just before I started Fieldstream, I'm not an engineer. I took eight AI courses at different universities just to read up so I could talk to engineers. It's all about your personal journey, and you have to take it very serious.
Yeah. And it's not going anywhere. As you've mentioned, in 2 years, AI will be integrated in our everyday lives. So I guess really great insights there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny.